Hi, this is Miss G, your friendly Lemmy Nation School librarian. Hello. Hey, I wanted to make you a short little video about this really cool thing we have called Standards Search in the Library Management Catalog, and then a way to organize the references that you find that you might want to use, and that's called Collections, and that's also in the Library Management Catalog. So let's get started. Go to the library webpage from the lemmy-k12.org homepage and click on Library. You'll notice up here that I have two iterations of this open, and there's a reason for that. So right here are two different views of our catalog, and I like to use Follett Destiny to use Standard Search, and I like to use Discover for collections. So I'm going to log into each one separately. So you can always log in as a guest. You can also log in right here by clicking right here, and you'll put in your Lemmy Nation School email address and whatever your login is that you use to log into your just regular computer, and you'll get into the library management system. You can also log in over here. Everybody has their own login. Usually it's the first and last name of the person with no space, properly capitalized, and I tend to make that the username and the password. So I'm logging in as Michelle. Okay, so now we're in. And if you look to your left, you will see something called Standards Search. Click that. All right. So you also might want to have your standards open, like go to OSPI and have your standards ready, because you're going to copy and paste those standards out of OSPI and into Standards Search. So where was I looking here? This is grade 9 and 10. I don't want that. Writing standards for 6 through 12. Aha, here we go. Grade 6. Okay, writing standards. So let's just look at writing arguments. And let's just take this first standard. Introduce claims and organize the reasons and evidence clearly. I'm going to copy and paste that into Standards Search. I am going to, this is a drop-down menu. I'm going to make sure it's at 6th grade. There are a whole bunch of standards in here. You can search by state standard, Common Core, the newest science standards are in here, so just make sure it says Common Core, and then you're going to click Search. Okay, so here's the standard. Introduce claims and write and organize the reasons and evidence clearly. So find it. So here are 277 ideas, 277, 25 per page, of things that you might want to do to how to do this, how to write a 5-paragraph essay, the method to research madness, creative writing for kids, the 7 basic plots. That seems interesting. Let's look at that. That gives you a little synopsis there, you might have noticed. We go to the website, 7 basic plots, Vanquisher, Journey, Rags to Riches. You could show this to the kids, a quest, blah, 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 tragedy, rebirth. And here is the activity, writing a story. Select one of 7 plots and describe the above and create a story, described above and create a story with one or more of the following characters. So there you go. There's a really good idea. I personally would think that would be really cool to use in a classroom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the second iteration of the library page that I have, because I want to keep that. I think that that's cool. Now remember how I logged into right here to find the standard search? Now I'm going to log into Discover. It's just another place in the library management system. We're going to go to the stack of pancakes over here on the upper left-hand corner, or the 3 horizontal lines, or I've heard of them referred to as the stack of hamburgers. We're going to drop that down, and we're going to go to Collections. Collections is another great place to find resources. There's featured, public, and private. But I want to show you how to make your own private collection to use to organize things. So go down here in the lower right-hand corner to this little plus. And now you are going to put 6th grade teacher writing sources. Okay, I could put a description there if I want to. I'm going to keep this private for now, but you can make it public so anyone can see it, anyone in the district can see it, or anyone at your school can see it. You can go through all of these areas, English language arts, 6th grade. You can make it look really pretty by downloading a picture yourself or picking one and putting it there and changing the color, blah, blah, blah. There you go. So now you have this beginning of this collection. So you want to add an item. You can add a URL. You can upload a PDF or a Word document. You can write yourself a note. You can copy that into my new collection. I'm going to add it. And it will, in a minute, pop up, and there it is. That's in my collection now, and it's private. So now I've kept that. So now I can go back to the standards, and there may be other standards. There may be other ideas within this standard, introduce claims and organize the reasons and evidence clearly. There may be a lot of other really great ideas here. Sentence fragments explained, creative nonfiction, paraphrasing, summarizing, and quoting, a refresher. So this is about citing your sources. Tips on summarizing, sentence fragments explained. There is creating outlines. That's something I always had an issue with. I always hated creating outlines because what's the point? Why not just write the paper? So there may be some information here that you could share with your students. And there's a lot of ideas of how to create an outline. So let's just say that you think that this looks like something. You are going to copy that and you're going to put that in your collection also. You're going to add something else to this collection. There you go. Add. And there that is. Fantastic. So let's say you have enough ideas you think maybe for this standard. So you're going to want to go back, do standard search, and you're going to want to try a different standard. So you're going to go back to OSPI, and you are going to take this standard, developing a topic with relevant facts, definitions, concrete details, quotations, or other information and examples. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to drop that into standard search and see what I come up with. All right, let's see what they have for this. 849 ideas. That's a lot of ideas, but again, fake news and how not to fall for it. That might be really interesting. Who broke the news media and how can we fix it? Fake news, evaluating website videos. That might be really useful because we know our kids spend a lot of time on websites watching videos. I just am going to keep, whoops, not right. Hold on, I'm going to refresh. There we go. And then I am going to add that to my collection also. It's a URL again. Now, let's say you want to add to this collection the ideas that Catherine gave you. Go ahead and just upload that right here. Upload the Word document. Obviously take it out of the email, download it from the email onto your desktop, and then upload that into this collection also. Writing yourself a note is really great. You can always shift this and you can just make it for yourself, for instructors only, or you can write. Often these collections are delivered to students because you can just copy the URL and drop it into an email, and they can click on it and an entire collection will open. So it's a really cool way to deliver lessons to your kids also. And you can also change the view. You can change the way that it looks. And when your kids click on it, this would be what it looks like. Okay, let's go back and find some other standards. Just try this one more time. We're going to go back to standard search. We're going to go back to OSPI and look at some more standards. Text types and purposes. Use narrative techniques such as a dialogue, pacing, and description to develop experiences, events, and characters. I'm I'm going to put that into standard search and see what I do. Are 379. How do you build a dialogue? How to write a dialogue. If you are going to build a solid dialogue, you will need to do some advanced planning. This website offers a list of suggestions on how to pre-plan your dialogue. Interesting. And this looks like it's pretty high. This is used from 6th to 12th grade. I mean, you can also look for things that deliver this information. You know, some of these standards are really similar. So in grades 3 to 5, they have something about writing a memoir. So if you wanted to, and that might be really interesting for our kids, actually. They could combine doing an interview with memoir, and this is the Scholastic website, a Memoir Index. This would be a great poster that you could print up for your classroom. There's a ton of links in here that you could have your kids look at and kind of look around themselves. So I'm going to add that to my collection also, because I want to remember where that is. Yeah. So I think you get the general idea that there are these two places that you can go within the library management system. You can find collections here in Destiny Discover, and you can find standard search right here in Follett Destiny. And then you can create a collection, and you can also utilize standard search. I would be more than happy to help you and give you some more suggestions as to how to use these resources. This, I think, is a good beginning point. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, thanks.